We've got a special first-time in-studio guest, local attorney Bob Ahearn. Thanks so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Well, you had some very good information for us, and to fill us in, this is a story that's been big in Marshfield, and this is about what happened with Success Real Estate and the man behind it, Mr. Webster. And tell our listeners a little bit about the scenario. It says success. I don't mean to be a little snippy here, but it should be not success. It seemed that from reading through the indictment that he owes a lot of people a lot of money, and it looks like there was some funny business going on with switching money out of escrow accounts and going to pay for travel, for fancy cars, for gambling debts, etc. It sounds like something out of a movie. You and your daughter are representing, I think, 17 plaintiffs in this civil case. Tell our listeners a little bit about what happened and what's going to happen next.
Okay, so you break it up into civil and criminal. I handled the civil part of it. So the clients I had were mostly realtors of Success Real Estate, and they were owed commissions from closed transactions.
Okay.
That money should have been in escrow. That's one set of debts that were owed. Second set was he actually paid commission checks to a lot of these realtors that worked for him, and the checks bounced. So I think what happened here, really, it was a Ponzi scheme that was going back a couple of years. When real estate was booming and the interest rates were low and everybody was buying and selling, there was plenty of inventory, it was great because he had a lot of agents and he kept replenishing whatever he was taking out of the escrow accounts. And then the interest rates started to go up and the market slowed down and no one was selling their house because they had great rates. So he couldn't catch up. So then he started to try and borrow money from people, whether it was banks, and after a while that dried up. Then he started to try to borrow money from his own realtors. That dried up. Even the people he bounced checks to, he went to them and asked them to borrow money from him, which is crazy. Then he started to borrow money from friends to try to replenish this escrow money that wasn't there anymore.
Absolutely. And it looks like basically running a Ponzi scheme. I think he owed like about $1.5 million, $2 million to the agents, and he stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from escrow funds. Now he was arrested in Florida, down I think in Palm Beach. He's been indicted now on the criminal side by a Plymouth County grand jury. When you have a situation like this where who knows where all this money has flowed to, as we heard, it went to the wrong places. How do you seek resolution for your clients and for these brokers that deserve the money? Does he have other assets?
Well, he doesn't. He had two buildings, one in right here in Marshfield, one in Braintree. They both were foreclosed on. I had put attachments on them for all my clients, but with all the liens that were already on there, it just got wiped out. So there was no assets left. So there's nothing there. I think if I read the indictment right, he stole $11 million. And where did $11 million go? I still believe that deep down in my heart that money is somewhere, like it's in the Cayman Islands or somewhere.
Not to gambling, fancy cars. It looks like money transfers.
Oh, that was a part of it for sure.
Yeah. $11 million. It is a lot of. So it's just so. I know that they say fair. There is no fair, but it seems so unfair for people that they earn that money.
Yeah.
So do you think they'll get any portion of that, or you just? I know you've already gotten a judgment, I believe.
I've taken it as far as I can. I have judgments for all my clients. I have executions that are issued. It's 12% post-judgment interest, and it's good for 20 years. So will he rebound someday? I hope so, but because he wasn't a bad guy. He was a neighbor of mine, but something went awry with that business, and he did some pretty bad things, I think.
Absolutely. And if you've handled cases like this in the past, have you seen positive outcomes where maybe somebody, has a change of heart, gets another job, and actually works to repay and the money that they owe?
Yeah, I have it a lot. I have a lot of people that owe clients of mine money, and as long as they're making an effort, I leave them alone. I'm not going to chase them, and even the courts will give people a break. You know what I mean? So I do see people rebound every once in a while.
Now, again, he is going to be brought back to Plymouth County, and that's for his criminal trial. But right now, it seems like he's in quite a bit of hot water. Do you have any advice for people that are maybe in that business or think that they're dealing with someone who they're depending on getting paid from? What's the best course of action? Somebody who thinks they might be getting into a situation like this. Do you have advice for them?
Just stay on top of it. I've been saying from day one, once I started getting the calls on this, other states have escrow or title companies that actually hold the money. In this state, it's kind of weird. The real estate companies actually hold the escrow deposits. It's bizarre. If I'm a lawyer and I bounce an IOLTA check, a client trust check, the Board of Bar Overseers will be on me like, in a second. So I can't really bounce more than one check. He bounced, I think, 30 or 40 checks, commission checks. But he kept doing it, kept doing it. But there was no one watching this.
So even with the new rules for brokers, which I don't really even understand and can't go into, there wasn't any modification made for, well, maybe we should change the way that those accounts are set up. Maybe that's the next thing that should be regulated.
It has to be, but he was pretty slick because the state got wind of it, and they came in and tried to do an audit on his books for the escrow accounts. So as you saw in the indictment, he forged a letter from South Shore Savings Bank, and said, there's, I think, $1.4 million in the escrow account. And they went, okay, no problem, given their lack of resources. And then the DA's office, to their credit, they did an unbelievable job putting this all together, the indictment. To their credit, they matched up that letter with the bank account for that month. There was $1,100 in the account, not $1.7 million. He forged it.
Oh, my goodness. Well, this is, again, it's a continuing story. And can I get you to come back as we get a little bit more into this case and give us an update on what's happening or not happening with this case?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I appreciate that. Again, local attorney here, Bob Ahearn, and I know your daughter practices with you too.
She does.
And I wish you well with your clients, because when people deserve the money and they earned it and worked for it, they should be paid.
I agree, but the DA's office in this case did an unbelievable. This is a very, very complicated case to put together. They did an unbelievable job. Tim Cruz and Alexander Zane was the ADA who put this together.
I saw that, the 24-page indictment.
Thousands
I'm going to take a look at that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Terrific, and we will stay on top of the civil and the criminal side. Local attorney Bob Ahearn, thanks so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
For joining us today.